Hi golfers, I'm West Bay Club Director of Instruction Katie Dahl. Today we're going to work on your aim and alignment, which can always be a frustrating part of the game from novices even to tour players. This is something they always have to keep working on and improving. And I'm going to show you a couple drills that are really going to help you improve your aim and alignment, build the right habits, and hit those nice straight shots when you're out on the golf course. So this is a little practice station we're going to set up here, and I'm going to explain how you could set this up on the range. Most golfers, when we're out on the driving range, even though we've got alignment rods in most stations at this course, I see a lot of people don't use them. On the tour, you're going to see tour players that have these alignment rods using those to help make sure they've got a perfect setup in practice so that they're rehearsing the right habits for on the course. So let's look at how we would do that. I'm going to show you a way that Annika Sorenstam sets up when she's practicing on the range. So we're going to first go ahead and set your ball where you're going to hit from. You can put it on a short tee. If you're working on your swing, it's okay to use a tee, otherwise straight off the ground. And then we're going to put one alignment rod about a club length forward of the ball, and this one's going to be right down my target line. Now, it may be helpful for you to check that aim from behind the ball. I like to extend my club up like this and just use my dominant eye to check with the shaft that that's right in line with where I want to go. You might have to adjust it a little bit a couple times. Make sure you've got it aimed. Again, looking from straight behind is going to give you the best view. The next thing we're going to do is set an alignment rod parallel to that target line. And this is where a lot of golfers get a little mixed up. A lot of players are aiming their body to the target instead of aiming the club. So I want to make sure my club is looking down this rod, and then my body is going to be parallel to that starting direction. So we don't want to aim our hips or our shoulders to the target. Our club is the only thing aimed to the target, and then my body's actually going to be on a parallel line. As I'm a righty, I'm going to actually have my feet and shoulders are going to extend left of the target, but parallel to where my ball's starting. Now, if you're a player that curves the ball, you're going to want to set your station up to where the ball is going to start. So if you're hitting a draw, for example, you want to set your station a little to the right of the target so the ball can start on that line and then curve back to the target. So you want to play for that curve. Now, if you're just occasionally missing a shot that curves, we're just going to set it pretty straight, but we want to play for your natural ball flight. Now, this third alignment stick here is actually a really important one. I find a lot of golfers have trouble walking into the ball in a square position. Square is basically what we use in golf to say straight. So I'm going to set this rod perpendicular to my toe line, perpendicular here. And this is really important to practice walking into the ball square. So I'll show you what I see a lot of golfers do is even if they have a good sense of where they want to aim, a lot of players are going to walk in and they don't get to a 90-degree angle to where their ball is. So if I step in here, I'm actually going to end up aimed to the left. And sometimes I'll see a player that in their walk-up, they overshoot it, and they're walking past 90 degrees to their target line, to their start direction. So this is a great drill, and you could even do this with lines on your tile or carpet at home. I want to walk in and make sure I'm turning at 90 degrees to my target. Now I'm starting in a straight position, I can get my stance set, and I'm all ready to go. So again, this is where I see a lot of players when I do on-course lessons, that it's subtle, but they might walk in a little shy of 90 or a little past 90, and this is just going to be a great exercise for you to make sure that that setup is really precise. Why do we want to practice a precise setup? Well, when we go on the course, we want to build this habit so it becomes second nature for us. When I'm on the golf course, obviously I'm not going to have these visual cues to help me, but one strategy you can use is to have an intermediate target. So players like Jack Nicklaus talk about having an intermediate target. So you may not have this stick in front, but you can find a leaf or a divot or a piece of grass, something in front of you that when you're behind the ball, you can then walk in. You've practiced walking in at 90, and you're going to aim your club to that small spot. Now I'm going to go ahead and get set and give it a shot. close to my target there. So this is a great strategy. Again, we're going to use 3 alignment sticks. The middle one is especially important to make sure we're walking into the ball correctly. It also helps give you some feedback with your ball position. So the next time you go to the range, let's make it really purposeful practice. Work on that aim and alignment, and you'll find when you're on the golf course, you're going to be hitting a lot better shots.